A lot has happened to me over the past few months, to say the very least. Some personal things and some more professional things. Yeah, my life has really been interesting this specific year. In 2023, I think it's been one of the most eventful years in my life. And one of the things that I ended up doing was starting a production company. And so I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you guys about exactly how this came about, what that means for the channel, etc. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chaim Samuels. I'm a filmmaker and actor, and on this channel, I haven't really fully figured out what this channel is. I know it's something to do with filmmaking and comedy, etc. I think it's, if you like comedy skits, if you like me talking a little bit about my experience as being a filmmaker and stuff like that, then this is the channel for you. I'm an amazing salesman, if you couldn't tell. If you've been following my channel, then you know one of my most recent projects has been my web series, Bad Cop. Now, I'll make an entirely different video exactly detailing everything that went into creating that web series and a plethora of tips and lessons that I learned particularly from that project. If you're interested in learning more about that, I'll be posting that video down the line, but for this video I wanted to mainly focus on creating a production company. So to talk about this, I want to talk a little bit about my mindset going into making my now web series, Bad Cop. Before I created that series, I worked on a bunch of different failing projects, and every time I went into creating something, my mindset was always, I had to do everything. I had to be the one to film, be the one to edit, do lighting, audio, etc. I almost felt like if I wasn't doing all of this, then somehow I was lacking in some way, which is ridiculous, obviously. Some of my favorite filmmakers, or most people's favorite filmmakers, or artists, don't do everything on their own, For example, Woody Allen. Woody Allen, one of my favorite filmmakers, doesn't know very much about cameras. And he details that in his book. He's detailed that in his autobiography. And I don't think that takes away anything from the genius of Woody Allen. I think he's one of the best filmmakers, one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. So I don't think that takes away from his genius, but for whatever reason, and I think a lot of filmmakers feel this way, when they start off, they almost feel like if they can't do everything, then they're a failure in some way. That's sort of how I used to approach the filmmaking process. And after a few failed attempts, I started to realize that there were a few things that I wasn't very good at. One was attention to detail. I've always been sort of a big picture type of thing, just go wild, go do something. When I was doing stand-up, I was very much into crowd work. I loved sort of improvising, creating things on the spot, but when it came to the actual writing itself and creating really efficient jokes, that always seemed to be one of my weaknesses, and that's sort of been something that's plagued me throughout my entire life, and especially in filmmaking, where starting off on this channel, a lot of times I would create videos, and a lot of times my friends would see this. I'd create a video and there would be like a big mistake, and I would just be like, whatever. I wouldn't end up fixing it, and that had been sort of a problem. Maybe it's laziness. Maybe it's just like, I just want to go get it out. I don't want to focus too much on the little details. But that's always been something that sort of plagued me and something that I think I've been really inefficient about. And so when I decided I wanted to do the web series, I realized that if I wanted to up the production and really take this project serious, that I needed to hire people that were better at that type of stuff than I was. And one of the first moves was getting a cinematographer, Leslie, who ended up being my cinematographer on the set. She was absolutely amazing, and honestly, I couldn't have imagined doing it without her. I couldn't have imagined doing it myself. It would have been a total disaster. And I remember when I actually decided to get a cinematographer and take that responsibility and give it to somebody else, I assumed that I would feel sort of powerless, but I ended up actually feeling the opposite. I ended up feeling way less pressure and way more in control, because I realized that if I wanted to create a really good project, then I would have to rely on people that could balance my deficiencies. And I could focus on the things that I was really good at, and it could be this real collaborative process. I'm sure you've heard that before when it comes to filmmaking. It's a collaborative process. And of course, the reward was that I ended up making this web series, and it ended up coming out, in my opinion, really good. And I couldn't have done that if I totally relied on myself to be the cinematographer, you know? And I knew that I couldn't be the cinematographer, the videographer for this project, because I was already directing and acting and writing and producing. And if I had to also worry about the camera, that would have absolutely made me go crazy. And so after creating this project, it changed my mind on how to approach filmmaking. And I realized that if I ever wanted to work on a bigger project or a more well-produced project, then I would have to collaborate with other people. Now, it wasn't until I think a few months later that I ended up working on this independent film. I was acting in it, and one of the worst sets I've ever been on, but that's probably a video in itself. But in short, I ended up meeting the cinematographer, and we ended up sort of bonding and becoming friends, and we realized that we wanted to work on some projects together. And when we got together a few times, the idea that we came up with was, hey, why don't we start a production company? I mean, we both like working on films, we both want to be filmmakers, and we both want to get into this space. Why not? And so a partnership was created. And the great thing about this was, all the inefficiencies that I have, he's really good at. He's a great cinematographer. He's very detail-oriented. He loves to do a bunch of different takes. He loves the technical side of filmmaking, the things that I particularly lacked in. The great thing about this partnership was he was able to provide some things that I really lacked in. And we're both able to provide some value for the other person, you know? For the technical side of things, he's incredible at, and I'm better at the sort of directing, the writing, the more overall creative picture of things. And so that partnership really balances out. And beyond that, we also had very similar goals. We both wanted to create films for ourselves. Now, we've created this production company. It's only a few months in, and we have a few goals in mind. One, we want to start getting a bunch of different clients, which we've been working on, to make money for ourselves, because honestly, we both want to be in this space, and we both figured it would make sense if we started working on other people's projects and providing skills to other people in order to make some money. Secondly, the goal for our production company is to be able to create films for ourselves. We want to be able to create films and make money off of that. That is our goal for the long run. And so we've taken a couple of different steps in order to do that. The first thing that I want to talk about is we started a YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is called Weird Name Productions, and we're going to start producing skits. Actually, we've already done a couple of different skits on that channel already, so if you'd like to go check that out, I'll put the link down in the description. And we want to start producing our own content so we can start building up our channel, and so hopefully down the road we can start really monetizing our own production, our own content, and from there we can start making our own short films and films. I mean, that would be the goal. To be able to create our own films and make money off of that, that would be an absolute dream. I've already started actually working on writing a feature film, and I'm hopeful that maybe by the end of next year, our channel has started to already build up. We've already started to build up an audience, and we can start to promote this film in itself. It's really great to create something for yourself, especially in filmmaking in 2023. I mean, that's really the way to go about it, is producing your own content and being independent. And I'm hopeful that as we continue to create our own content, we'll hopefully be able to build up our own channel, start to get people that are really interested in what we're doing, and we can start to then transition from doing sketches to then doing short films and then feature lengths, and maybe still do sketches along the way and still work on our channel, but be able to create our own projects and really make a living off of it. Who knows? And so here's what I'll say to you guys. If you like what I'm doing on this channel and you'd like to support me, then you can go down in the link below and you can go to my channel right now, Weird Name Productions, and you can click that subscribe button and follow us as we continue to create sketches. If you like my humor and you want to see more well-produced sketches from it, then go hit that subscribe button and follow us, and hopefully you can see us grow, build our audience, and eventually be able to create films for ourselves. I think, you know, it would be incredible as a filmmaker, as an actor, to be able to create movies that we really want to make. You know, there are so many ideas that I'd like to be able to create, and I think for a while my inefficiencies have held me back. But now that I'm working with a partner, somebody that I can rely on, somebody who is really great at the things that I suck at, That'll be really helpful into developing a lot of the projects that I wanted to work on for a while, because now I have a partner that I can rely on. And this won't mean that I'll stop doing videos on this channel. I'll continue to. I'm actually trying to get back into doing more videos where I talk about, the production side of things and making sketches and taking my time, but at the same time, I want to still be able to create videos for this channel. But if you like what I'm doing and you want to see, hopefully, us create a life for ourselves and see where that goes, then go down below and click on the link. Lastly, if you're interested in working on a film yourself, or you have something you've written that you'd like somebody to help produce, or if you're a musician, you want to shoot a music video, then I will post down below our email for you guys to email us if you're interested in working with us. And I'll also post our Instagram so you can check out some of the projects that we've done in the past. We've only been out for a few months. We're still building our portfolio. We are artist friendly, so we'll be working hopefully with artists. So we'll be able to work with artists sort of on a budget. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to work with artists on a budget. But overall, if you'd like to be able to, if right now you'd like to be able to produce a short film, you'd like to create something for yourself, well, that's what our company is here to do. It's here to help. We're here to be able to offer our cinematography, our lighting, audio, even help with casting, directing, writing, whatever you would need help with, that's what our company does. So if you'd like to find out more, you can go down to our Instagram, you can DM us, or you can email us and let us know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned and have a great day, you guys, because you deserve it.